Okay, well, I didn't realize you were gonna hang out with the Tower Overlord yet again. I thought I went away from him over here, but not the case. Anyway, I guess we'll go to the church next. That's locked. Why would you lock like that, though? Okay. Well, we'll do this for now, I guess. The Hawk Lord. He is a man of honor. He can be very strict on others, but he is just as strict on himself. That is why we serve him. The masses can move toward a common goal only when there is order. Okay. He's got some loyal people in his corner. 2 masters.
Lord Olgar has the power to lead the people. The Lady of the Wolves should retire from her position and give all authority to Lord Olgar. The Hawks are the superior clan that can lead the town. Thus, the Wolves must be sent into exile immediately.
Okay. Well, we know where that guy leans, I guess. And Lawrence! What are we asking Lawrence today? Will you answer what your favorite foods are? Oh, he's so happy.
My favorite food? Warm stew and sweets in general. I could only make pancakes in the past, but I've learned how to make biscuits. I'd like to make them for him someday.
Elric? Make him some biscuits. Biscuits and gravy. Alright, so we can't do that yet, so... guess we'll go down to the West Alley. Oh, maybe we can only do the thing at the church as a lady. That's possible. We'll see. Holy mamma mia. Okay. Everyone's got so much to say. What do I think about it? You have to kill the witch as soon as you find her. You should know that already. You want to know why? Well, that's because the snow in this town and all the fighting is because of the witch. And her eyes turn red too. Isn't that creepy? Witches aren't human. They're monsters. How many witches have there been, out of curiosity?
That's not a legend. The witch does exist. That's why the town is in this state. The Black Shadow murders around town are the doing of the witch. The witch controls the minds of people to attack others. If you find the witch, can you tell me? I'll kill her for you. Once the witch is dead, the misery of life here should finally end.
Wait, so is there just like this ongoing thing about there's a witch around at all times causing mischief? We should kill her. Or witches in the plural. I am so confused still. I just don't understand.
Lady Francisca may be a woman, but she's a brave leader, and dignified too. Lord Olgar may be strict, but he is doing everything openly because of his pride and awareness as Lord. They used to be... Huh? What? What was I going to say? Well, it's probably not important anyway.
I feel like that's important. I mean, I've kind of been wondering if there's some relation between Olgar and Francisca. I don't know if they're like brother and sister, or if they like used to date, or I don't know. There's just there's some kind of something between them. I don't know what it is. And now after that, my suspicion meter is like beep 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 beep. Alright, more witch. Shh! You better not talk about the witch. Around here, the witch is the symbol of misfortune. Who knows what my neighbors will say if they catch me talking about this? Ugh, this is giving me the chills. This must be part of the witch's curse. You should keep quiet about it if you want to live in peace. I need answers, woman. Don't you understand?
The wolf faction is well organized. It's all thanks to having a good leader. The current leader of the vigilantes is Levi. Ever since their numbers grew, Levon started helping with the vigilantes too. I'm sure the heir is busy, so I'm really thankful to him.
On the other hand, those hawks are terrible. They always play favorites within their own faction. We'll show them up someday.
Yi, our family had always been with the wolf faction for generations. There's no need to be cozy with those hawks now. The current situation is normal for us. There's no need for us to yield to those guys. They're the enemy after all. Nothing more, nothing less.
Well, I'm sure they have something to say about that. Levi, are we talking about your favorite foods? Nope. Favorite times and hobbies.
When you ask me that again, I really have no idea. But I like reading books. People say that they didn't expect it. If I had to say another thing that's unexpected, I dislike exercise. People always assume the opposite.
Huh, you're just naturally fit, eh? Also, what is it with that voice and being like, I like books? Ulrich, Karasuba, and now Levi are like, I love books. I walked around town without any new developments on the missing item or new requests for work. Days like this did happen once in a while. That was when I saw a familiar back. It's Levon! I went closer to call out to him. But my arm was pulled in a different direction, setting me off balance. I was then pulled around the corner. A thief? I quickly reached for the sword at my hip. I'm not gonna have this happen again. Right before I drew it from its sheath, I heard a frantic voice by my ear.
It's me, Jed!
I turned around to look and saw Levi.
That was close. You would have cut me if I was a little slower.
Levi? You surprised me. What's with you all of a sudden? I was about to raise my voice, but he covered my mouth.
Shh! Be quiet! Levon will see us!
He said that with a serious expression while pushing me against a wall. Sir. If someone saw us, it would look suspicious that we were pressed against each other. What do you mean? It's just two dudes, you know, one dude pressing another dude up against the wall, like totally normal dude things. Levi's attention was completely focused on hiding from Levon, so he didn't realize. Why is he trying so desperately to hide? I stayed silent as he asked for the time being, and he let go of my mouth.
He doesn't seem to be coming this way.
Seems that way. What happened, Levi?
Well, it's nothing big. But if he catches me now, I'll definitely be in for a lecture.
Doesn't that mean you did something bad? Just let him get mad at you. Levon treated Levi with a brotherly sort of strictness. Whenever Levi was at fault, he would receive a ruthless lecturing. But never had what Levon said been unreasonable, at least from what I heard.
That's not true. Wouldn't you hate it if your days off suddenly got taken away?
I would. But there's a reason for that, isn't there?
Even if there is, there's something I need to do today.
Meaning you were tasked with a job today, on your day off, and you ran away because you didn't want to do it.
Hey, you really get me.
Don't give me that. Levon didn't give you that task just to be mean to you or anything.
I know that, but why can't he at least ask me if I had plans? He does that for the other members.
Well, even if it were logical, a part of him couldn't agree to it. Levi wasn't the kind to abandon his duties without reason. I'm only going to let you go this time.
All right! I knew you'd be sensible about it. I'll be back once I finish what I need to do. It'll only be until then.
Fine. But before that... Levi didn't seem to realize it, but we were very close in proximity. He had pushed me against the wall, so I couldn't move away. I want you to do something about this position we're in.
Huh? Oh! Sorry about that! I didn't realize it because I was trying to hide.
He moved away, but being afraid of Levon, we continued to talk while in hiding.
Levon's still standing in the place where I want to go. I was hoping he'd go away.
Maybe he knows what you're trying to do.
Don't say scary stuff like that. It reminds me of Levon always finding me whenever I try to hide.
He can read your mind, I think.
You serious? I thought I was hiding pretty well.
Levi, you're easy to figure out in a lot of ways. Like when you eat Francisca's cooking, you really look like you want to die.
I try to force it all down with a straight face the best I can.
Are you kidding? Then you're obviously not trying hard enough.
Seriously?
While we were talking, I felt someone's presence approaching. I looked around the corner and jumped back in fear. It's Levon!
But there's something about Mother's cooking that can't be helped. It's too destructive. Or should I say that it goes beyond the imagination of man? Or how about saying it's mind-shattering?
Levi, shut up! Oh. Well. That is quite the interesting angle you two have found yourselves in. I love this picture. Big fan. Also, what is on your... Is that like a really fancy ring, Levi? I like it.
Huh?
Our positions flipped, with me pushing Levi against the wall this time. Levon just passed by right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Levon. I decided to help Levi today. I'll turn him over to you next time. Perhaps he gave up on Levi or remembered another thing he had to do. He walked off somewhere else quickly. But that didn't mean he wouldn't come back. We should remain quiet for the time being. My eyes met with Levi's as he was trying to say something, so I mumbled to him. What?
Well, this is kind of embarrassing.
Levi's face was red as he looked far away. Huh? You were doing the same thing earlier. Our positions were flipped, but what we were doing was the same. I thought it would be fine.
I know, but it's different when I do it. I'm not used to being protected, you know?
Huh? I don't get the difference.
You might not get it, but it is different!
Sheesh. His explanation wasn't making any sense. I don't know. I think you were in a great position. Levi pushed me away by the shoulder and looked over to where Levon walked off. Hey! Now I was nervous because of how careless he was being. Levon could still be close by. I'll go take a look. You stay right here, Levi. I heard a dull thud. Because I pushed him in a rushed way, I had slammed his face onto the wall. That is a crime. Sorry. But looks like Levon is gone, so I think we're safe for now.
Well, I guess that's fine.
I felt sorry when I saw his slightly red forehead. Levi didn't say anything, but I was sure it hurt. Aw man, if we were dressed as a woman, I'd offer to kiss that forehead. I'm really sorry. Let me see. Did you hit just your head?
Yeah, but it's not serious. I only bumped it.
Just let me see it. I could see if I stood on my toes. Levi was much taller than I was, so I had to grab his shoulders to bring him to my eye level. I brushed his hair aside to see the part that got hit. It wasn't bleeding. It seemed like the impact was light. Does it hurt? It's a bit red. Maybe you can cover it with your hair.
I said it's nothing! Just get off me!
Oh, sorry.
This is so lame.
He heaved a huge sigh. I just realized it, but the position we were in at that moment was also compromising. Touching his hair, up close and personal. I mean, he's touched your hair before. Well, Levi is like family to me. I said this earlier, but you did this first, you know.
I didn't touch your hair.
Is that the issue here? We've touched each other's hair before. Why are you bothered about it now?
Touch? That's when we were kids, and we didn't touch each other that much.
I'm talking about literally last week when you messed up my hair. We probably did. I don't really remember, though.
You don't?
You always touch my head, Levi. That's why I didn't think much of it.
That's not true. It's different when you do it. Well, you did cover for me back there, but... Oh, jeez.
I didn't know why, but Levi suddenly started rubbing my head. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. What's that for?
Payback. Now we're even. And this doesn't hurt at all. It's nothing for you to worry about.
He lightly bumped his fist on my forehead and then took a few steps away from me. Well, okay then. I tried to fix my messed up hair. That was a rather childish way to get back at me.
Anyway, thanks for covering for me. If you see Levon, tell him I'll be right back.
I nodded and saw Levi off. His forehead and face were slightly red as he walked away at an unusually quick pace. He got so close all of a sudden, but then backed off just as suddenly. Levi was easier to figure out, but I realized that I didn't know everything about him. Then again, that was only natural. Still, I wonder what it is that's so important that he has to do it now. But he's already long gone, so I couldn't ask. Knowing there was no point in lingering, I left the alleyway. Just two dudes pressed up against the wall because they're not gay. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. The aggressive head rubs are just... wow. Chef's kiss. Alright, Black Shadow. Let's do this. What's happening here? Oh my. Have I met you yet? I don't recognize you for... Oh, are you the woman that's in the tavern? Possibly. I can't remember.
Here he comes. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Ah!
I got you!
You're not getting away! No more excuses out of you!
Why are you here? No, this is just a coincidence!
I heard the man's pitiful cries in the cold winter air. What is happening? Yikes. I sure don't want to be in his shoes now. It was a job through a referral from a regular client. Her request was to find proof of infidelity from her lover. Man, this guy is just a catch, isn't he? A hoodlum, picks on kids, threatens to kill rabbits, and cheats on his lover. Yikes. Now that I had helped her with that, it was a fact that her lover was cheating on her.
It's not what it seems. I can explain.
No excuses! I'll hear you out at home, so come along now! Thank you so much, Mr. Handyman. Now I can give him a piece of my mind.
Yes. I'm happy for her. Wait, that's not right. Good luck, I guess?
Yes, I'll give you your pay tomorrow as promised, so please come and get it then. Come on, let's go!
Ah!
A grown man was being dragged away, by the ear, hopefully. He was completely at fault, but I did feel sorry for him, thinking of the upcoming interrogation. Well, he brought it upon himself. Phew. I thought I'd be used to doing the private detective work to investigate infidelity. If I have to do all this, I'd like to see relationships straight out of love stories. Well, better change into your lady outfit, I guess. I straightened my outfit as I thought such. Like a princess and a prince meeting by accident and falling in love at first sight. Aww. I knew it sounded cliché, but I couldn't say it wasn't appealing. I shouldn't. I shook my head to rid my head of those embarrassing thoughts. For now, you shouldn't make the other person mad or sad, and it was never good to lie to them. Although I had no experience with love, that was the type of thing I thought about. To never lie. It was different from lying about cheating, but I did lie, even to the people closest to me. That face combined with that music starting, like, what's happening? Also, is the sun coming out? I noticed there was a haze in the air. I looked up to see the sun about to set. I better go back soon. It was quite a distance from the center of town to the tower. There were no lights in the forest, and I could get lost even on my usual path. I decided to jog back home as quickly as I could. Okay, so there is a sun some of the time. The fog is really thick today. It wasn't unusual for the city to be covered like this during the night, but it felt like it came earlier than usual. Oh no, I'm having flashbacks to London Detective Mysteria. Don't go into alleyways in the fog, girl! I've learned my lesson, please! Don't repeat the mistakes of the past. With how it was now, I needed to be wary, making sure I took care each step of the way. Maybe I should borrow a light from somewhere to go home with. I started to walk cautiously when... I noticed someone's presence thanks to a shift in the thickness of the fog. I could barely hear the footsteps, but the way the air moved was completely different. Am I being chased after? I sensed someone's gaze. I started to pick up my pace, but the presence stuck close to me. That someone was following me without a doubt. What to do now? The town was nearly deserted, and I had already arrived at the outskirts. Even if I tried to find an open store or a well-lit place, I doubted I could find one now. I should have taken a different path, but it was too late for that. The footsteps were getting closer. As I grew more nervous, a name crossed my mind. The Black Shadow? The rumored serial killer. If he were a robber, I could deal with that. As we demonstrated last episode. Well, I guess that was 3 robbers. That doesn't really count. But if his goal was murder, would I be able to deal with someone who's killed so many without so much as a single trace? The footsteps grow even louder. Damn it! I drew my sword and spun around to attack preemptively, and then the footsteps suddenly stopped.
Jed?
Huh? Oh, you again? I blinked in surprise. The fog suddenly became lighter and I saw Levi's face. Levi?
Come on now. Why did you draw your sword? Again?
What do you mean by that? I sensed someone coming from behind, so I thought it was the Black Shadow.
Black Shadow? What's that?
You don't know? There's a string of murders going on in the town right now. The culprit isn't caught yet.
Oh? That sounds dangerous.
I thought you could be a robber too, but if you were the killer... Anyway, I'm so glad it was you, Levi.
Ha! Sorry about that. I couldn't see far ahead because of the fog either.
It's especially bad today.
So what's with you? On your way back from work? You really should have gone home earlier.
Yeah, I thought so too. I'll be more careful next time.
What would you do without me? Want me to walk you back? I know the guys who live in that house over there, so I can borrow a light. It's my job to look after my baby brother, you know.
Oh no, don't you put me in that box, sir. I felt genuinely thankful. I was starting to get uneasy being in this thick fog all alone. Except... Levi didn't know I lived at the tower. And if he found out I lived with that suspicious man, he would tell me to go back to the manor with him. I saw a fire from behind my eye. No, I'm alright. Francisca will be worried about you, so you should go home soon.
I'm a bit too old for her to be worried about me.
I heard parents always care about their children, no matter how old they get.
I guess I'll heed that warning then. You should learn to depend on others. You always try to deal with everything alone.
Really? I just try to do what I can. I knew full well that I couldn't do what Levi suggested. Man, mouth. Come on. Suggested. There we go. If I didn't have this secret, I wouldn't have such a guilty conscience. If I really was a boy, I would be able to continue my relationship with Levon and Levi.
That's exactly what I mean. You always try to deal with everything alone. You can depend on me a little more. You know if you asked, I'd do anything for you. Even if I ask you to do my jobs for me on your days off? Blah! Give me a break.
Levi laughed with me. I can't tell him my secret. I do rely on you. Thanks, Levi.
Yeah!
We were back to our usual selves. I noticed the fog around us getting lighter. Seems like it's better now. That's great.
Yeah, you probably won't get lost now.
Not with so little fog. I took a step into the foggy area, but Levi held out his arm in front of me. I thought he had something else to say, but I was wrong. He was looking intently into the fog. I stared into the white fog and saw a silhouette. Lucas? He didn't notice us. Why was he standing in the fog all alone?
What the hell is he doing?
We tensed and Levi put his hand on his sword. Levi! I tried to keep my voice low, but apparently Lucas heard me. He turned to us in a quick motion, and with a wrinkle between his brow walked toward us.
What the hell are you doing here?
What about you? Why are you out here at this hour?
So what if I am? You trying to say I'm the Black Shadow?
Levi? They were both openly hostile. I didn't expect him to say the name of the serial killer.
So you know of that rumor, then? I suppose dogs are good at picking up scents.
And why are you out here at this hour? You're the son of the Hawk Lord, aren't you? Maybe you shouldn't be wandering around here alone.
Those two really didn't get along. Though Lucas didn't get along with the Wolf Clan in general. Levi tried to pick apart every single thing he said, too. He's not looking to fight, but they just aren't compatible. Unexpectedly, Lucas closed his mouth and walked off in another direction.
Hey!
He apparently had no intention to talk and quietly disappeared into the fog.
What was that?
Beats me. Maybe he was just worried about us.
He didn't sound worried at all.
Well, maybe that's just how Lucas greets people.
You really are an optimist, aren't you? Either way, you'd better go home while the fog's lighter.
That's right. I'll hurry back.
Yeah, don't get caught by any more weirdos.
Weirdos?
Pretty weird to be standing out here alone and then leaving without saying a word, if you ask me.
That's true. I wonder what he was really doing here.
Well then, take care.
Yeah, you too, Levi. I felt the cold air cling to my cheeks as I moved quietly along. The fog drifting upon the snow dampened my clothes, drawing heat away from my body. It seemed as if the fog thickened again. Soon it engulfed me once more. If somebody were to approach me right now, I wouldn't know who it was. I continued to walk through the fog and darkness with only my gut instincts guiding me. And somehow didn't die? Wow, good job, girl. Not dying like that. Alright. Cooking together. What kind of cooking we doing? The Lady of the Wolves. She is an intelligent and wonderful person. She never spares any effort. Except, she appears to have a little difficulty with cooking. I believe that is one of Lady Francisca's charms. She has become kinder over the years. She is a role model for all of us women in the wolf faction. Okay. You know, I don't know what it was about that, if it was that specifically, or I don't know. Okay, this is going off of the theory that Olgar and Francisca used to be a thing. But like, what if Levi's their son? You know, like, what if Levon is the son of Francisca and like his dad who's dead? And what if Well, I don't know. Yeah, and then... and then Levi is Olgar and Francisca's son. Just because he's, like, so different from Levon, looks-wise. I don't know, is pink red hair closer to white? T's hair is kind of white. I just think it would be funny, because her comment about, like, they just don't get along. They're not compatible, you know? It's just no good. I'm like, but what if they were, like, related? In some way. I'm probably thinking too deeply about that, but the thought came across my mind and I had to spew it forth into existence, just in case there's a small chanceicle that I'm correct. I don't think I am, but just in case. Your children. Hey, how topical.
Of course, I'm proud of all 3 of my children. Levon, Levi, and... my youngest are all wonderful children. They're my treasures.
Levon, Levi, and your youngest. I know we're supposed to infer that you're talking about, you know, our girl, but... maybe it's T. I don't know. Maybe T's the actual one. I don't know. I don't know. I'm suspicious after that line, Francisca. You were on the same wavelength that I was on. Alright, what's your favorite time and hobbies?
My hobby is collecting weapons. I prefer ones with decorations, but I tend to more often use ones that are easy to wield. You don't know what situation you might find yourself in. It doesn't hurt to learn how to wield many different kinds of weapons. I have a duty to protect my clan.
Alright. Good talk. Are we cooking together with Francisca, Levon, and Levi? Is that what we're doing? I wonder if it was alright that I just stopped by. Francisca must be busy. I hesitated to enter the manor, but my eyes met with a maid's who had just happened to come outside.
Oh, hello. The lady and the young masters are inside.
Huh? Levon and Levi are here too?
Yes. Today is their day off, I hear. The lady is quite elated about it.
Ah! In that same moment, I heard a scream from inside the manor.
Huh? What was that?
I ran past the maid to the source of the voice. Hello? Francisca? The voice definitely belonged to Francisca. It must be something serious. I quickly looked around the room and saw... Francisca was there, standing in front of a pot spewing black smoke into the air. Francisca?
Jed, this is terrible!
She cried out in despair as she ran toward me.
Please stay calm while I tell you. I did nothing wrong. And the meat?
What about the meat?
It exploded.
I almost asked how, but quickly stopped myself. Are you talking about that smoking pot over there?
Yes, that's right. Oh, be careful. It might explode again.
But that's impossible. I kept that thought to myself and lifted the lid off the lid of the pot. And it exploded.
I told you so.
What was that scream? Was it Mother again?
Levon and Levi ran in alert as if they were on duty. What a way to spend your day off.
What do you mean again?
Nothing. Of course we'll be worried if we hear you scream.
Judd, there's soot all over your face. Are you okay?
Levon tried to wipe my face with his sleeve, but I used my own before he reached me. I'm all right. But the explosive... I mean, the meat...
Meat?
Levon and Levi cautiously looked into the pot. They already knew what the result was.
This... is meat.
It's literally a pile of ashes. I mean, yeah, I'm glad Mother is all right.
Right! It's Great that Francisca wasn't hurt. It'll be fine, even if the meat is a little charred.
A little? You know how precious meat is. Thank you, Jed. But it's too bad. I was hoping to make a feast for Levon and Levi on their day off. I worry about you, Mother.
Yeah. So much so that we can barely muster an appetite to eat lunch.
Oh, you too. You're all grown up now, so there's no need to worry about me.
Now it's actually more convenient. Oof!
Nice. I elbowed Levi in the side before you could say anything stupid. I took a look at the other ingredients. It's okay, Francisca. You can cut off the charred parts of the meat and still have a bunch of ingredients left. I'll help you make something.
Oh my. Jed!
Good one, Jed!
Levi held up his thumb, so I responded in kind. I didn't want any more food to be wasted.
Well, now I'm feeling hungry.
Let's make it immediately. It'll be so nice to be in the kitchen with you.
I'm happy too. I'm sure the cooking will be delicious.
I'm sure if you cooked alone, it would be 100 times better.
Shh! Shut up, Levi.
Levi over here just dropping truth bombs. Meat, vegetables, and cheese? There's also preserved fish and milk. Wow! We can make a huge feast unlike anything I usually ate. I was salivating just looking at it. You really went all out, Francisca.
Does it seem that way? Well, I'll deal with this meat first.
Not the meat!
Huh?
I mean, taking care of the charred parts is hard, so I'll do it. Sorry, Francisca. The meat is the main course, so it has to be dealt with carefully. That's true. How about washing off the salt from the preserved fish first? That ought to take a long time.
That's true. Then I'll go and wash it.
I'll prepare some salt water, so put it in this after that. Just wash it lightly.
I see. So you want to make it even saltier? Then having more flavor is better, right? How about adding in some savory sauce?
No, the salt water isn't for flavoring. Washing it with unsalted water washes away the flavor too. No wonder all of the fish dishes that Francisca makes are so salty. I managed to convince Francisca to do it my way while I prepared the ingredients for the soup. All while Levon looked very worried. Onions, carrots, garlic. I chopped up the vegetables and threw some garlic in a pan with oil to give it some color. I added potatoes and carrots to sear before pouring in water to stew. The fish bones were still there, so I put them in the pot as well and waited for it to become more fragrant. We have lots of potatoes, so I can make another dish with them.
Yes, I was thinking about making a warm salad.
That sounds good. How about I boil the potatoes and then mash them?
Oh, that's a bit wasteful. So how about using the water we use to wash the fish with? It'll make it taste more savory.
I think it'll make it smell fishy. Yeah, I think it's better to give a flavor different from the fish.
Oh, really?
Yes. We also have onions, so we can use them to flavor the mashed potatoes. If we have a little bit of bacon, I think it'll be even better.
We do have some. How do you want them cut?
Great. If you could cut them into smaller pieces, they'll be easier to eat. I boiled the peeled potatoes while stir-frying the bacon and onions, and tossed them lightly with the potatoes once they were cooked. I seasoned them with vinegar, sugar, salt, and pepper. After mixing them all up, it was done. I worry about the cost of the spices, but I rarely get to see all this food. I got excited and wanted to try new things.
Are you sure you don't need any help? Just let me know if you need anything.
I like that Francisca is very slowly chopping. Levon looked at Francisca and me in succession. His eyes are asking me if things are going all right with Francisca. It's fine. I think we need to roast the meat soon.
The meat!
His eyes again. He was worried about the one that got burned earlier. There's something I want to ask you, Levon.
What? Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Underneath all the char, the meat was still practically raw. I skewered it, rubbed in salt and pepper, and handed it to Levon. Can you roast this for us?
Got it. Leave that to me. I won't waste our precious meat.
I'm counting on you.
The music. Let's cook together, Levon.
Okay, now's my chance. Oh, Francisca, do you have any extra jam?
I think there was some left. Look at that shelf over there. But the jam isn't very sweet.
That's fine. It's actually better that way. I took out the jam from the shelf as told. It was a sweet and sour berry jam. I put some in the pot and then looked for some wine. Where's the wine?
It's over here. I'll help.
Thanks. Can you mix around what's inside the pot? I added the wine to make sure it didn't burn and simmered until it was reduced.
What are you making over here? It's not dessert, is it?
It's the sauce for the meat. I thought it would help with the burnt parts.
Oh, it's for the meat? I actually don't like meat that much.
Levon loves it though. You need to eat some for strength.
I'm fine. I can't move if I overeat. I prefer cheese instead.
I think this sauce works for cheese too. How about trying it with that?
Hey, sounds nice. Let's drink some booze later too.
After the sauce was done, I added milk, butter, and herbs to the soup. When it was finished, I sprinkled more herbs on top. Aggressive sprinkling. Adding some fresh baked bread that was bought in town, the potato salad, the meat, and the cheese made the meal complete. Because there were people waiting, I kept the number of dishes low, but this should be enough for lunch. All right, done!
Hey, that smells good.
I cooked for the first time, but it ended up all right.
That was your first time and you still did better than your mom.
Not like we did anything besides grilling and mixing, though.
Sorry for making you do everything, Jed.
I enjoyed it because I got to use so many ingredients. I was finally able to try out some of the cooking methods I've heard around town.
You did look like you had a lot of fun.
Jed, it was like you were in your element. I'm pretty sure it'll taste good, too. You're right. I can't wait. Now, let's eat!
The food lined up on the table smelled appetizing. It was making my stomach growl. Since Levon and Levi had the day off, they each had a glass of wine in hand.
Are you two really going to be drinking already?
It should be okay once in a while. Besides, it's not every day that we get to have your cooking, Jed. And Mother.
Yeah. The meal today will suit the wine nicely. Thank you, Mother.
When you say it like that, it feels rather nice. We all settled in and began to eat. We divided up the potato salad and ate the fresh baked bread with the soup. I poured the berry sauce over the meat.
Oh, I get it now. With the sauce on the meat, I don't really mind the smell anymore. What's the spicy taste?
Probably pepper. It strikes a nice balance with the sweet and sour flavor. Yes. The meat's cooked to perfection, too. Thank you so much for helping, Levon.
If it's just this much, I'll help you anytime. I should be the one thanking you anyway.
I was working with the window open earlier, so this soup is really warming me up.
What were you doing, Levi?
I was polishing my shoes and stuff. They were really scuffed up.
You always work so hard patrolling.
Yeah, but if I could always have the soup you made, I'd work even harder.
How about I teach you how to make it?
Nah, I think that's a bit different from what I want.
Just adding a few extra steps to the salad makes it taste totally different. Are these really the same potatoes? Yeah.
They definitely are, without a doubt.
I can't believe it either.
I was happy to see them eat so heartily as the dishes gradually emptied. Levon didn't have much to say about the meal, but he still kept taking seconds of the bread.
Ah, the cheese and that sauce go so well with the wine. I think I'll have some with ale, too.
I think you're drinking too much, Levi. Maybe you're eating too much, too.
It tastes so good, I can't help it. I'm not that drunk, so don't worry.
Levi had the biggest appetite among us. Although he was a little picky with food, it felt nice to see him eat so much.
Control how much you eat, Levi. Now then, I think I'm about done. That was delicious, Jed. Thank you.
I'm happy to eat it with you. It was delicious, too.
Cooking together as a family and eating together makes me so happy.
Yeah. When I saw Francisco smile like that, I felt happy, but also a little sad. Francisca really thought of me as her family, but once the masquerade ends, I would leave town. That's what I was thinking. No, I should forget that for now. I wanted to enjoy the food with everyone here together.
Say, are you sure you're not drinking too much?
Not at all! I'm only on my 5th drink.
I'm on my 6th. We can still keep going. How about another?
All right, let's bring out the ale, too.
Hey, both of you! The sun hasn't set yet! There isn't even time to forget that. The dinner table was filled with laughter even this early in the day.